Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. So the official trip actually started today. As you can see, we went down south for a couple of weeks. That was a trail caravan trip down to Lake Keepit and then back to Townsville. We ironed out a few kinks along the way. We learned a lot of things. But yeah, so this morning we woke up, we left Townsville. Tonight's location is Cairns. But at the moment we're up in Kuranda. It's actually a pretty special day today. It is Kimberly's birthday. So we're here at the Butterfly Sanctuary up in Kuranda. It's a beautiful wet day, tropical Queensland. Yeah, but we're gonna head through and we'll give you guys some look at that, some footage of that, and then we're gonna head over to Barron Falls and get some footage of Barron Falls as well. So see you guys there. So we're just walking in through the entrance of Butterfly Sanctuary. Some beautiful butterflies flying around there. I'll try and zoom in on it. Yeah, we have this massive sort of greenhouse in here. There's heaps of butterflies flying around. They'll come on through. So these are all the types of butterflies that they have here. Apparently there's a big one flying around at the moment somewhere here. But yeah, so we're in the Butterfly Sanctuary now up in Kuranda. Definitely recommend checking it out. It's a beautiful place to visit, so 110% do it. But yeah, I'll keep on filming. I'll show you some more stuff very soon. Now we're down in the laboratory. Some beautiful butterflies in there. Up on the screen here. Adjust your zoom to the butterfly. That's quite cool actually. Zoom in, adjust the focus. That's awesome. It's Butterfly Nursery. You can see in there is Hercules moths. So they're like the giant moths that you can get.
It's Christmas is on my birthday.
Have it around and see what's going on in here.
My birthday.
Oh yeah. It's a orchard swallowtail caterpillar in there on the plant. So we have the stick insects as well. Check out this big sucker. Yeah, just have a lab in here. Species and specimens. Went out of the laboratory and this is where the Hercules moth lives. And there she is. Look at the big girl. Check her out. Yeah. cage to herself. And there's a few fossilised, hopefully moths in there as well. But yeah, she is absolutely massive. Check that out. That's awesome. So we just spotted these ones. They're like caterpillars half hatched. What do you call them?
Chrysalis.
Chrysalis.
Chrysalis is the name of the thing that they sit in.
Okay, there you go. So yeah.
Moths, cocoon, and butterflies have a chrysalis because it's all pretty and colourful.
There you go. Very good to know. As you travel around the whole place, there is sort of little trivia questions. So, how much food do you think they eat each day? 1 kilo, 5 kilo, or 15 kilos? Correct answer is B. Caterpillars
Each caterpillar
eat up to 5 kilos every day. Other side of the cage now, and I'm going to head into the fairy garden.
little yellow ones.
So yeah, this is the fairy gun.
Have a really amazing migration, but they're actually suffering from the actual food plant, which is an exotic species here in Australia, native to America, invades crops.
Okay.
So they spray the actual food plant out because they don't want it growing in their food, and then of course no food, no caterpillar, no end product being the butterfly. So on this side, we have 3 cabinets that have really bad fading in them. And we actually keep them in situ to actually show people it's how not to keep your specimens. Because if you keep them under the wrong type of lights, the organic pigments, which are not prism based, which are organic, basically a secretion into the wing itself, break down under really strong light, particularly really strong UV lights.
Yep.
So now we run on top of here, or LEDs, which are a very basically inert spectrum, not so much into the ultraviolet frequency, they're more a lower frequency onto the basically the sunlight spectrum.
Yep.
So this just shows you that how badly they can get affected by the wrong light. And then of course we have other specimens beside to show you how, if they're stored correctly, how they don't fade.
So this is the correct side over here.
Yeah, these 2 up here, this one and that one, are how they've been basically stored in the correct fashion.
Okay.
So when we look at the wings themselves, they're made up of 2 different compounds. So as I said, there's an organic pigment, and then there's also a prism. So when we look at the wings of the ones that have iridescence on them, they're all prisms. There's actually no colour being generated in that wing itself. It's all just prisms capturing light and refracting the light back out at us. So when we walk to these next shelves, we've got a variety of different species from around the world. So the Papilio family is a really big family of butterflies, very varied, all with a single origin ancestor. Up the top here we also have some Papilios as well, just to show you how diverse they can be. Now the ideas are the same. They're a really diverse species of butterfly, and you can see the variants we actually see in them as well. Same with our Ornithoptera or birdwings, is much the same. The variance is really high. Birdwings are really amazing because where they actually live, the plant they live off has an Aristolochia vine, has a winged seed, gets pushed over to islands by basically because we had lots of basically cyclones and stuff up here as well. So it captures the seed, throws it over to an island, the plant grows, then the birdwing actually follows the vine. And then they get isolated on these little islands and they form new species.
Yeah, right.
And that's how we get all the diversity, because each island is slightly different and each female will judge a male differently from that as well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So again with these, the largest butterfly in the world, Queen Alexandra birdwing, An amazing specimen.
The colours are just amazing.
Yeah, as I said, the colours are amazing. They're incredible to think that these animals are basically a really old species that just use tiny little scales to generate all these pigments. So from here, we've actually got something that I really love, which is the model and the mimic. So as I was talking to you about butterflies being toxic, certain species actually mimic those toxic butterflies.
Yeah, right.
So here we have what we call the model, which is the original, which is the toxic one, and then it's mimic. And as you can see in the butterfly world, diversity is really quite a big thing. So we go up to our morphos. Now morphos have been studied quite a lot, and that's how we've worked out how all the scales work, because of the most amazing wing structures on them. People want to study something so beautiful. So when you actually look at this wing, you're actually looking at thousands of little scales on these wings that are basically in a silicate-like structure. The light comes in, bounces around, and only allows that one wavelength to escape. The ones that are really light and opaque, comparatively to the ones that are darker, at the very base of that scale has a black pigment on the darker ones, which absorbs all those stray wavelengths. But the lighter ones actually don't have that pigment, so all the white light is actually reflected back at you. So you not only get that blue refraction, but then you get the reflection of the blue as well.
Yeah.
And white. Yeah, everything else is done.
I thought I'd love the blue ones, but the green's just
Amazing. They're just incredible.
That's why I was trying to get the green one.
Oh, look.
I'd get to the side of the plant, she was on, she'd go, and I was like,
You do get them down your way. You do get them down town.
really?
All the way down to Mackay. So from here, we're going to have a talk about moths. So moths is something I'm very passionate about. This specimen is one of the world's largest. On the day, there are 3 in this family that grow exceptionally large in the Sedanodae family. Any one of those 3 around the world could potentially be the largest flying insect in the world. And then it will pass, they only live for a few days, and then somewhere else another one will emerge that potentially could be the largest living insect on planet Earth at this point.
Yeah, right.
So these moths, actually when they fold their wings up, actually mimic a snakehead. But there are fossil records of prior to snakes evolving, which are 110 million years ago, of this moth actually mimicking something else, suspected maybe petrosaur head, which are now extinct.
Yep.
And then a process of evolution has gone on to actually mimic something else in the ecosystem that's a predator.
Yeah, right. That's crazy.
This moth has got a lineage of 310 million years. So, no mouth on these moths, because they're so old, they predate the evolution of flowering plants.
Yeah, right.
So what we see with a lot of these larger moths with the really fuzzy antennas, none of them actually have any mouths. Because they're such an old lineage that they're before the evolution of flowering plants. And amazing enough, it's actually butterflies have evolved around flowering plants, not flowering plants have evolved around butterflies.
Yeah.
They actually, plants use butterflies as a vector to do their pollination for them.
Yeah, awesome. It's crazy.
looks like an owl head.
It's actually an owl mimicking butterfly.
There you go.
So just one way we look in the middle, the papilio in the middle with a big orange guy in this top section, these are all African butterflies. That butterfly is the world's most toxic. Contains enough toxin to kill a couple adult humans.
Wow.
There you go. Kill both of us.
Just if ingested.
That's incredible.
That's actually a moth.
Like,
So when we look at that, that's actually the evolution of the day-flying moth. So we go back 310 million years ago, no flowering plants on planet Earth. A lot of things like conifers, ferns, are spread out of a really long area. So if you want to go from one plant to another plant, there's a long distance to go. So the best thing is to actually just form wings. So these things don't live as an adult very long, like 3 to 4 days as an adult.
Yeah,
But all you're trying to do is get mate and then get your eggs onto the next plant and then get your caterpillars happy, because the caterpillars have the longest side of the life cycle. So that went on for 175 million years undisturbed until we see the evolution of our flowering plants on planet Earth. And that's when we see these moths and also these moths start moving into being day flying, and then they generate colours, because nocturnal animals don't need colour because you can't see any colour at night. But during the day, predators are around, so you need to camouflage yourself. And that's where we see the development of colours on butterflies.
Yeah, right. Crazy.
I hope that enjoyed your tour.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much for the tour.
Pleasure.
Alright, so we just finished up at the Butterfly Sanctuary. It was absolutely awesome. Shout out to Bo for giving us the free tour at the end there. He actually explained to us at the end, right as I cut off the video. So when butterflies flap, they're not pushing the air away, they're actually bringing their wings together and then they're pushing the air out and bringing themselves forward. Exactly like that. So
Fly backwards.
yeah, they don't push themselves, they actually propel themselves forward. So yeah,
Completely opposite to any other animals flying, apparently.
yeah, so shout out to Bo, he was a good chap. He was very knowledgeable. He was so passionate about butterflies and moths.
There's also a moth without a mouth because they predate the evolution of flowering plants.
Crazy. Also as well, there is a moth out there that mimics a snake head too, so
And an owl. There's one that mimics an owl. We've got photos.
go check it out, definitely worth it. We're heading off to Barren Falls now. See you guys very soon. We have made it to Barren Falls. We're going down to the lookout. Cool little waterfall. It's actually one of the biggest waterfalls, or the most water coming over a fall here in Queensland, so see you guys down there. That is very funny because I was about to bet my drone out, but unfortunately we can't. So as you can see, that is the magical Barren Falls. Absolutely dry at the moment, but
In flood.
in peak
Google it in
rain
flood.
it is absolutely amazing. So see you guys down the bottom. So that's where the railway comes along. They're going to the railway platform. So we've made it to the Barren Falls second lookout. I'll give you guys a look in very 1 second. Yeah, check this out. Wow. I don't know if you guys can see all the way over there, but there's like a cement wall. It's like a little dam over there. And it runs all the way down. But yeah, just picture this with water that high flowing over this. Absolutely crazy. So Kim absolutely loves turtles, and we're at the glass blowing. We've spotted a drink. Kim's getting that one, and I'm gonna get this one. That's right, her mango. Good. Passion fruit. It's really good. What'd you get?
Red Emperor and chips.
And I got Chinese, so let's get stuck into it. So yeah, that's today's video, guys. We started in Townsville, day 1. Drove to Cairns. We went up to Kuranda, did some stuff up in Kuranda. Didn't do everything that you could possibly do in Cairns. I used to live near Cairns, so I've done pretty much everything you possibly do, like the Crystal Cascades and Babinda Boulders and all that stuff. So we just did the stuff Kim hasn't done, and yeah, I know we didn't get to doing everything, but yeah. So yeah, that's day 1 done and dusted. First official trip, Townsville to Cairns. Went up to Kuranda, dropped the caravan off at Cairns Caravan Park, and yeah, went up to Kuranda. Had a nice day up there with Kim for her birthday. The next stop is tomorrow morning. We're getting up. We're going to head up to the Daintree. We're going to cross the ferry at the Daintree. Then we're going to spend 2 nights in the Daintree. We're actually going horse riding on the beach for Kim's birthday. A late birthday gift present to her from me. And then after Daintree, we're planning to head to Cooktown, which is only about 2 hours. So 2 hours from Cairns to Daintree, and then Daintree to Cooktown is another 2 hours. We're going to spend 2 nights in Daintree, 2 nights in Cooktown. Kim has booked us a half-day fishing barra charter for my birthday. So yeah, I'm going to give you guys some footage of the Daintree, what we get up to in the Daintree, and then I'm going to give you guys some footage of up in Cooktown as well. So that'll be it for this video, but we will mash up the Daintree and Cooktown into the same video for you guys, just so you're not constantly uploading new photos new videos every single day. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. Stay up to date on all our socials. We'll see you guys on the next one.